Wassail. I thought because it's pick a gargoyle that I would try gargling at the beginning, but I just spat all over myself. Oh dear. So anyway, pick a gargoyle. Welcome. So let's do the bells because I keep forgetting to do the bells on all readings because I just start talking. I don't have any friends here, so you're my only company. Ah. Ooh, that was like a brain massage. I wonder what's going on. So, we're going to do pick a gargoyle. Gargoyles, in case you didn't know, are from the verb to gargle, but not, well, they spit water out of their mouths, that's the point, and they keep the rain off the cathedrals in the Gothic period in France. But these ones were down at the ground level. I've never seen ones down at ground level before. I mean, one of them is a more recent additional drain pipe, but I thought it was very interesting, the stone ones, but there were only three. So I thought that we would look at the energy that's just closest to the surface, waiting to come out, but is blocking the flow of something else that's just behind. So we're going to take the Lost Tarot of Nostradamus, because that's a nice medieval pack, and we're going to find out. Sorry, I forgot to do. Did you pick Gargoyle? Number one. So we're going to use these to find out what energy is just bubbling up beneath the surface, waiting to be spewed out. So can we please have not 10 cards? Can we please have pick a gargoyle? Can we please have some cards to explain the energy stuck behind gargoyle number one? What's the energy stuck behind gargoyle number one? So, this is it's an old energy within you that's a kind of lack of self-belief is the energy. It's the hermit, but this is a hermit who has no inner truth, no inner light. He came out in the dog reading recently, which was about what have you lost, and he's almost lost lost sense of direction. So the energy stuck behind you is a need to find direction. You're lost. And then we have a card which is kind of acting as a broken compass. And there's the scales of Libra, which is about balance, and they look as though someone's hit them rather hard with a hammer to disfigure them slightly. And it's like you're missing two parts of the compass. So you need to find your journey. And then we have the four, the Emperor. Now, okay, so this is, this part of the energy is to do with don't listen to others. You have to find your own inner compass to find your direction. Sorry, 1 second. Yeah, there is a pathway forwards in this, but you have to fix your compass somehow to find the direction that you wish to flow in. So I'm going to look now at these three cards. The idea was that the next three cards would be what's the energy coming in behind you, but I feel like this is more. I need to ask the question, how do you fix your compass? 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 So we have I'm using the Afro-Brazilian cards for this. It feels like you need to start making not so much an offering, but kind of like a deal, or you need to. Ah, I see. You've lost your compass because you're allowing thoughts of the past, things you've done that you're not comfortable with, keep entering into your head, and they're disorientating the mind, and that's what the sound of the bowl, this mind massage, was referring to for you. It's almost like you have set your altar up, you've set your space in which you want to work with spirit, and you're going through the motions, but while you're going through them, these thoughts from the past keep entering your head, and that's what's making you feel very much like a lost hermit. It's the notion that you think these thoughts are interrupting your spiritual flow, but they're part of your spiritual flow. You haven't yet learned to integrate them. You're just allowing them to come in as distorted frequencies, and you're not correcting them in your mind. So you have your altar, it's all set, but there's nothing on it because you don't have direction yet on your compass. And then you have, I love this card. This one was this is two knaves. It's like you've got to be a warrior. You've got to find direction. Knaves know where they're going. They have movement. So this is the Knave of Cups. And this one was the place in the real world. It's real world energies that keep coming into you. So you keep going to do your spiritual practice, your meditation, your mindfulness, your channeling, whatever it is that you're attempting, the energy of the real world keeps coming in, and you think that that's stopping your energy from being true to its purpose. But it's exactly what you're meant to do. Anything that comes into your mind while in a meditative state is there to be looked at, reviewed, and integrated. Whereas what it's actually doing is it's frustrating you, and it's distorting your compass. So the Knight of Cups is about bringing down life force into the belly. So it's about, usually this is about refilling the sacral, but this is actually about trusting yourself more. Trusting yourself. It's interesting that the Hermit, the Lost Hermit, faces forwards. But these cards, because they're the energy of you feeling lost, but these cards here of doing the journey to unblock yourself, it's like you're not facing yourself properly because your back is turned in both of the cards. It's almost like your connection to spirit doesn't feel as beautiful or as adequate as you believe it should be, but it is exactly what it needs to be. It will grow, it will develop, but you're almost punishing yourself as a consequence of it. And then you have the King of Wands, and this is just the most fantastically powerful dance, trance, Orisha energy. I'm really getting that sense of your mindfulness, your meditation, the things that go wrong are going wrong because in this Emperor card, you've been listening to some kind of teacher who has told you that spirituality is to empty your mind and is to go to spirit and is to be still. And it isn't. For you, it's about this dance trance state. It's about moving your body, shaking your molecules, getting everything moving, getting into that frame of mind that allows you to let these energies of the everyday world come into your body. But while you're doing it in a dance state, you're able to think about it differently and then remove it or dance the energy of it. You know, if it's something that frustrates you, then make that rhythm with your body, change it, bring it into something else, repeat it, and then bring flow into it and change the energy. Rewrite the stories that keep bouncing in, that are stopping you in your meditation. And then what do we have moving forwards, or where are we going with this? What's the energy following? Yeah, it's the Nine of Wands, which is the spiritual warrior, and it's almost like taming the beast. It's this frequency of you've got to really, and this is like being on the back of a wild boar that doesn't want to have the goblin on its back. And the goblins, the energy of the natural world, and I do mean goblins, dwarves, are coming towards you to give you the message that you've got to really physically get involved in this difficult journey that you're trapped in. And you're just at the back, still too scared to come forwards and ride the back of the beast. So we have, so beautiful actually, we have the Four of Swords, which is you again. It's you as a troll. It's you trying really hard to do this mindfulness energy and being really still. Do you know, look, I remember once I went to a yoga class when I wasn't very good at yoga, and the teacher got very cross with me because she wanted us to remain completely still, and my body didn't really like being still. My body's never liked being still. And so in the afternoon when we went back for the session, because I was reading her, I thought, right, I'm going to be more still than absolutely everybody, to the point that I was more still than her and everybody else. But it still wasn't the energy that works for me spiritually. I'm much more physical and engaged with the notion of the joy that you get when you run around and do exciting things like a child. Children are very, very spiritual, and we're always telling children to sit still, run around, do amazing things, make your body, your physical molecules engage with everything. So this is about just don't do the things that don't work for you just because someone else, Mr. Guru Emperor, told you it was a good idea. Look, he's only an emperor. He's not even a Hierophant, so I don't even know why you're listening to him. So then the final card that you have is the Elfin Hermit. It's so beautiful. You've got the Elfin Hermit, and this hermit has got her light, and she is moving through the forest, and there are fairies and energies all around her because she's doing the thing that is her inner truth. So she's found her direction. So that's your gargoyle. That's a really lovely message. I like that. So did you pick gargoyle? Did you pick gargoyle number 2? Let me just move those cards out of the way. I'll do that again. Did you pick gargoyle number 2? So we'll begin with 3 cards from the Lost Tarot of Nostradamus. Oh, the phone sounded like it stopped them. So, can we please have an energy read it, some cards for Gargoyle number 2? What's the energy that they need to release? Okay, so you have the Magician. What do you need to release? You need to release the old magic. So, in some way. Sorry, let me just look at the others. You've got the Seven of Suns, which is Sugarloaves. Okay, so yeah, it's changing the way in which you work magic. So this is old school magic. This magician, he's very much a distortion now. He's part dragon, part wizardy human, and he's burning away. It's like the old ways that are being left behind. So what's blocking you is being stuck in past thought processes, past beliefs, and they're beginning to build up like sugar loaves. Now, sugar loaves were once seen as something incredibly valuable, and sugar was processed and made into these little cones, and this very much became a symbol of the papacy. Lots of popes have these mounds. Sometimes they're said to be the hills of Rome, but they're not. They're sugar loaves. And there's something about this energy of the sugar loaf going bad and it blackening because it's not being put to the right use. So the old energy of manifestation was to do with manifesting for just yourself. It's very much, I don't know why I can never remember the name of this whenever I want to say it. The Abraham Hicks, you manifesting selfishly, and that's over. It's not how the magic works anymore. Magic's changing. There's a reading I did a while back which was all about the changing frequency of magic. We're moving from raw masculine magic to high priestess magic. So in the beginning there was a void, and the raw male came from the void and created all of the cosmos using his hand magic, pulling all the elements together, the kind of the physical alchemist. And then he gets a bit proud of himself, and suddenly, because he's feeling pride rather than just survival, himself alone in his creation, the divine feminine energy, his other energy extreme, comes down and she punishes him. She comes down like like a tsunami of emotions, and she banishes him because he did everything completely and utterly for his own ends and not for the collective. So the energy is changing to the divine feminine form of mind magic. And I don't, we'll see whether it comes out in this reading, but the mind magic is still done within the energy of the earth grid, but it's done differently to how old magic was done. And then you have the 7, the chariot, which is movement, but this is a really wonderful chariot card because it's about pulling manifestations out between people from thin air, not needing these wands and cups and pentacles and shapes drawn necessarily, but just literally using the mind and declaring the intention. Very much Sadir magic that we've been working on. So your blockage is that your desire to manifest things is selfish. So you've got to stop being selfish. And then let's see what comes out with the next 3 cards from the Afro-Brazilian. So can we please have 3 cards? Got 2. Can we please just have 1 more card? No, not 2 more cards. I'm really going to keep shuffling till I get just 1. There we go. Lovely. So we have the devil. And this is very much just echoing this notion of selfishness. He's turned his back on everything else. To him, everything is dead. It's just this energy of the desire to move himself or herself, but themselves forwards without any notion of anything for anybody else. And the frequency that we're really being taught is the Three of Pentacles, is to have collaboration, is to move together. This is such happy, beautiful energy. There's almost this notion, he's holding a balance of the two plates, the two trays, and there's a third tray on the table. So it's this notion of doing things for himself, for others, and spirit, working together with the number 3. Threes are turning up a lot at the moment in these cards. I don't just mean the number 3, but 3 is a very important frequency. He's in deep thought meditation. This is kind of like, this really is that sense of Siddhira magic, that sense of being balanced and open to all frequencies. And that comes with 21, the world. And here we have the number 4 in terms of 4 flames. We have the sky, and we're very aware of the presence of feminine energy. This is divine feminine Siddhira magic working. And she almost has a sugar loaf on the top of her head. That notion of working with the mind as the reward, rather than a kind of vault full of decaying, pointless things that you've conjured for yourself. Okay? And then 3 cards to see where this is all going. We've got 2. And there's the 3rd. So we have the moon, and this is a really beautiful moon. It's surrounded by Menhirs and Dolmar on the islands. I'm going to see some tomorrow. And the moon is coming down with this esoteric new information that is very much linked to this world card. The cycles of the moon, worshipping the natural cycles of the world, working with those rather than the old manifestation energies that we used before. And then we have almost like a reminder, it's the 5 of Wands, and there are 3 dragons and 3 kind of elfin folk. And it's really interesting, but the one over here at the back, he doesn't have a wand, because he knows that that times are changing, the energy of the earth grid, because dragons represent the earth grid, and these other 2 elves are still trying to create in the old way, and the dragons are just blowing fire out, almost just to say this age is over, this isn't how it works anymore. It's a new form of frequency manifestation. And so they're really trying to get you to understand how to work with the new form of manifestation. And then we have the 4 of Cups. So those 4 karmic completed, beautiful energies of divine feminine manifestation being completed as an energy frequency within the world and then in you is coming down to just the notion that the magic is all around you. It's inside the Yggdrasil tree, and this is about just being still, allowing the magic of emotions to form and speaking those emotions out loud, the Galdir part. But look at the beautiful, calm, still energy that is a much nicer place to be than Mr. Grumpy, distorted dragon pants at the beginning. So your energy blockage is to release the old ways in which you thought things should work and to move into the new energies of Sedir and Galdir from the Vanir. Okay? So that's your energy frequency, gargoyle number 2. Now, did you pick gargoyle number 3? Gargoyle number 3. So, if you did, here comes your reading. So, can we please have 3 cards for gargoyle number 3? Can we please just have 3 cards for gargoyle number 3? Can we please just have 3 cards? What's the energy that's about to come out? Oh no, that's 6. I just want 3. Can we please have 3 cards for gargoyle number 3? What's the energy that's about to be released? That's closest to the surface? What's the energy closest to the surface that's about to be released? What's the energy closest to the surface? Oh no, and then it's through 3 cards. I'm only having 3. We've got 2. I want 1 more. What's the energy closest to the surface? 1 more card, please. 1 more card, please. Just 1 more card, please. Just one more card, please. Just 1 more card, please. Oh, and that's 5. Your last card's hiding. Can we please have 1 more card? That's another great big pile. Can we please just have 1 more card? 1 more card. No, that's 4. I think yours might be greed. Can we please just have 1 card? That's 2. I'm having 3 cards for each section. Can we please have just 1 card? That's 2 again. Please, 1 card. Can we please have 1 final card? There you go. Ooh, it's a fiery card. Okay, what's nearest the surface for you is a very past, an ancestor. There's an ancestor that will come through to you that signed a soul contract so long ago that no bugger can remember what it was now. There's nothing on the page of the book. And he's got a very terribly furrowed brow from wrinkling with time. And he's holding it up and he's like, "Gee, someone fix this." There's a dragonfly. It's got something to do with a transformation is needed for him, not necessarily for you. Let's see what goes on. So we've got the initiate. It's this is 12-12. This is 2 night energies. 12-12 is going to be really important to you. It's almost like the initiate card is like the 9th dimension, the place in which this soul contract was written. They still have a record of it, and they're all taking they're all taking notes still on what's going on. It got your card marked. And the books get the book's getting bigger and longer. But you have the skill to do this because you've got coming in. It's the energy most close to the surface that you're going to release. But it's coming in with the Three of Suns, and it's just pure fire. It's like, sod it, let's just burn all the volumes. It's kind of Phoenix energy. It's like, it's a done deal. It's a done deal. So let's move and see if we can find out anything about what this contract is, and how you're gonna do this. It's. Let's just see. So can we please have 3 cards to explain this contract and what's going on with it? Can we please have 3 cards to explain this contract and what's going on with it? Can we please have... Oh no, that's loads of cards. You can't give me that many. I've got 2 down here. I just want 1 more. Again. Can we please have just 1 more card to help explain this contract? No, not 3. And being very firm, can we please just have 1 more card? No, it's 2. I thought we'd done it then. Can we please have just 1 card? Hooray! Okay, so what is this contract? He had an affair. Yeah, it does seem to be. No, it's not an affair. It was. There's the energy of a parent and a child, but the parents seem to be ignoring the child in this frequency. And that seems to be an energy that was created by this very selfish, furrowed brow person. And it's time for that to end. So it's about moving on, and there's an energy frequency coming in through the veil. It's almost like there's crossed swords, and then there's 4 swords around a peace offering, and this peace offering was never made by this person. This person, look, you can't blame them. This old ancestor lived in the time when the energies of the world were very dense, and it was almost impossible not to behave in the frequency that the earth grid had laid out for us. And this has been an inherited thing where it's a sense of not belonging to anyone. But actually, the point of it is that what releases this is for you to understand that you belong to nobody but yourself. That's the truth of it. And you've come through and you've witnessed this frequency, presumably, and it's become a trauma, and it's become something that you've almost staked into the ground as part of your character, as part of what defines you, but it doesn't belong to you. It belongs to this ancestor who created it. And actually, you belong to you. And then we have the 8 of Wands, which in this card is about, I want to say, that you've created a wigwam form, but it has no cloth around it. So it's almost like the notion of an empty home, and that's that frequency that we're dealing with. And it's a very difficult frequency. But the point is that in this card, you're looking up to the cosmos, because in truth, your home is in the stars, it's in the world, it's in the energies of everything, because inside your true frequency is everything that you need. And then we have the Ten of Wands. And here it's like, because you found your own understanding, this isn't about unburdening, this is about paying tribute to the ancestor who's featured in the back of the card almost, as a kind of hero figure, because without this contract that he didn't complete, but was actually exactly what was always intended, he was never meant to complete it. That's what this card is telling me. I get it now. His journey was never to complete that contract, but to leave that overhang so that in time you could complete it. And that was what you came down here to do. And this is about building a new home. At the back of this card are all the sheets to put around the wigwam of your own sacred space and to create a place forward. And this has got that reference to the swords being removed from here and building a brand new frequency of home within your own emotions. It's a really very beautiful card, and there's that sense of making offerings of alcohol, and in this there's I guess it's a side of beef, it's a rib, but you don't need to do that necessarily. But it's an energy of coming home to yourself and understanding that all that you've gone through was exactly so that you could be where you are now. And so what do we have moving from forwards on from that? What do we have moving on forwards from that, please? Oh, look, that was very well timed. Okay, so now we've got the Ten of Wands again. So you've got 12-12 and you've got 10-10. Oh, you've got 10-10-10. You've got 2 Tens of Wands and a Ten of Pentacles. So this is all about a fabulous new awakening. So the energy that you're coming out from is this energy of just feeling blindfolded and stumbling around over all these problems and just letting go of that. It's no longer part of the frequency. What's coming in, I want to say it's a tower moment, but it's a tower moment for your ancestor. It's the point at which you finally break down this portal that he couldn't walk through, because it was a portal for him to walk through and he didn't get there. So now it's time to dismantle that portal, and the portal is made from stone and the memories excuse me, of all the other ancestors, the skulls of all the other people in your DNA line who've also not been able to walk through this portal. It's time to bring it down. It no longer belongs because you've understood it, and it's time to remove it so that all of that line of people can move forwards from this energy frequency, because you've been good, strong enough, brave enough and wise enough to own up to the fact that you make your own home. And that's a beautiful, beautiful energy. And you end with the Ten of Pentacles. And this is the blacksmith of the fairies. And he's making good luck charms, Triskelion, from the gold. And he's sharing. This is about working in a new, wonderful, magical frequency that's really so loving and caring that you almost couldn't imagine for yourself, because of this way in which you defined your character, the way you'd staked out your place in life as if it was never going to change, as if you'd spent, all of your life considering yourself in that frequency that didn't really belong to you, but you were gifted with it. And it doesn't seem like a very nice gift, but we come down here as warriors because we believe that we have the spiritual strength to break through these contracts. And that's exactly what you do. You're almost armed with Thor's hammer, the Mjolnir, to just break through all of that now and find a new energy of community and sharing and caring and love. And as I say, you've got all the materials now to build yourself your own sacred home within your soul. So that's your reading. And now, did you pick Gargoyle number 4? So we're looking for 3 cards. I'm being very strict. I only want 3 cards. So can we please have 3 cards to explain the energy frequency that's trapped and trying to get out? That's too many. It's about 7, and that's another 3. So can we please have just 3 cards to explain the blockage that's closest to the surface and waiting to burst? Ooh. Can we please have, oh, how many is that? That's too many. What were those? Oh, there were 3 that came out first, so let's take those. So I've never seen that card. Well, I've never seen any of these cards before. I've seen one of them. So what's blocking you is an inability to make a right choice somehow, to bring things to a balance around the emotions of love. So you have the devil, first of all, and this devil is a very strange creature that's kind of got, I'll just show you it. So it's like, it's talking to me about your frequency to do with love and loving someone else and making a choice to be in love, and all of those decisions is scarred very heavily by strange notions planted in your head a long time ago by old religions. And it's actually made you quite ferocious around certain notions of the freedom of love and the beauty of love. It's made you a little bit caged around emotions, and so that needs to come out, because the next card is the Lovers, and this is a very strange energy. The devil has stepped in because he was there in this card chasing the figure, you, and then in this card he's still there in this kind of notion that the energy has fed into you, the distortion of the age of Pisces has fed into you, where it seems like your thoughts are pure. You believe that they're pure, but actually they're not allowing the truth of the fullness and the beauty of love to resonate through you in the way it's meant to. And so you've got your lover and you're almost going to shoot. You're almost going to shoot them with an arrow. So the energy that's blocking you is not knowing how to love honestly. And I'm not saying that it's mean or horrible or evil. It's just that you're not flowing with the correct frequency of love for the energy that we're moving into. And yet you truly in your head believe that there's a purity to the way in which you offer your heart, but it's not functioning in the right way. And it's making, let me just look, sorry. It's making the next card being about how, well, not just, it's really about other people just walking away. I don't mean that they actually leave you. I just mean that emotionally they're unable to attach to you properly. And it's time for that frequency to change. So let's just, ooh, no, it's throwing out too many cards. I just want 3 for each. So can you please explain this a little bit better? Oh no. Sorry, I'm giggling in the middle of your trauma. Because there's a dark humour that's coming out now. And we've got to be able to see that none of these things surrounding us are as bad as we imagine they are. They just have to come up. Okay, so you need a new beginning. You need to start with a clean emotional state and a clean sense of what you believe love and a partnership and affection and all of those things. You need to review with yourself exactly what you think about people or what a relationship or how you love others is about. And then I want you to see if you can transform every energy that you've written down into something different. Whether they're right or wrong doesn't matter, but just set yourself the test of seeing if you can change the way you view what you feel or what you expect from the frequency of love in another. This is higher heart chakra work that's being worked on, and we've not been working with the higher heart chakra for a while because we've been having to deal with the lower heart chakra for quite a lot. But this is the Ace of Pentacles. This is about bringing your love energy into the world, but you need to just clear everything. You need to pull the curtains open on what you believe was happiness through love. And then we have 2 cards that come together, which is the Knave of Wands and the Hermit. But the energy of these 2 cards is really talking about purifying your being. It's linking in with this Ace of Pentacles. It's really about smudging, smoking, changing frequency, moving on. It's really talking about this old way. You haven't updated your emotional thinking towards others for so long that it's time for you now to cleanse every thought and rebuild things. But to do that, you have to go inside yourself and work out what your inner truth is. Now, there are 3 pictures on the wall. There are cloths hanging above, which are to do with spiritual realms and folds. But this is about a transformation. It really is about a transformation. It's very much sacral solar plexus energy work, changing your frequency. And the smoke in the first card is white, it's purifying. The smoke in the second card is beginning to take on the frequency of the heart chakra. So it's really about that exercise of looking at what you believe is the truth of love. And that involves fidelity and all kinds of subjects that you believe in your heart are true. And then question, what would be the other energy if it wasn't that way? And how could that be good? Don't go, I just don't believe in the other because it's wrong, because that's what I've been brought up to believe. It's time to adapt the way in which you consider how you love others. This is not about loving yourself, but about how you love others. So let's see where this energy goes with the Celtic, Universal Celtic deck. There's one. We just want 2 more cards, please. There's 2. 3. Absolutely beautiful. So, 2 queens. So you have the Queen of Pentacles, and she's seated on a throne. She holds the Triskelion, the number of 3, the magic of 3, the 3 bent legs, the journey forwards, the protective energy. But she's supposed to be seated, tapping into the energies of the real world, understanding the place that she has in the real world, and feeling deeply serene. And she has a snake coming up over her shoulder, which is talking about new knowledge, new energy, new frequency working around her, a new energetic flow. And she's pentacles with her feet in water, so she's got her feet in the emotions. And then you have the Queen of Swords. And this Queen of Swords is so beautiful. She sits with a Triskelion behind her on her throne of ice. And as she plays her harp and pulls on the heartstrings, the new heartstrings, because she's retuned her harp and she's playing a new song now, down below, blossoms are beginning to grow from within the icy emotions that weren't flowing properly. So really, really beautiful. Those 2 energies talking about the ice melting and being part of the earth with your feet in the emotional language of the earth and reading it and offering it and sharing it is really, really lovely energy. And then it ends with the 3 of Cups. And in this card, it's 3 women dancing around, it's a silver birch tree, and they're in a wildflower meadow full of stones in a stone circle. And it's May, it's, you know, it's the great festival, it's beauty, it's joy, it's happiness, it's you reunions with people. It's like you, by just going through this process of looking at how you view the energy of loving others, you bring everybody back to you in a way that you didn't know was possible, in a wonderful energetic celebration. So that's the energy just stuck behind your old emotional energy, and that's very beautiful. So that's all 4 readings. I'm going to upload this and then it will be posted tomorrow, but hopefully I should be on my bicycle cycling towards some stone circles, well, dolmens and menhirs. We'll see. But I'm very excited to go and touch some Neolithic stones and see what energy we get. So we've got a lot to look forward to that's very, very exciting. So anyway, wassail for this evening.